Hey everybody, it's me again. I am canning again. I can a lot, you know that. Last night, let me get one and show it to you. I canned 15 pints of homegrown green beans. That'll help get us through the winter. 15 pints. We might use 1 or 2 a week. So, and there's more beans out there. So, and I've already canned some. So this makes about 25 pints, I think, that I've canned so far on green beans. These are the yard-long green beans. And I've let some grow off big enough to save seeds. And I'm going to share some seeds with some friends. And in a week or two, maybe, I'm going to try to do a giveaway because I have reached over 1,000 subscribers, which really shocked me. So I want to do a giveaway, and part of it will be some of these seeds. Anyway, what I'm going to do today is make pickled green beans, sometimes called dilly beans. You get 2 or 3 of them together. You can see how long these beans are, and these are just very immature beans. So, what I'm going to do is trim off the end. And I only want them long enough to go into the jar up to about here. So I'm going to put one in there. So right there. That'll be my guide. And it's okay if they bend around a little bit in there and stuff, but that'll be my guide. So now I've got to cut beans. These beans don't snap very well, I'm going to tell you, and so I cut them all for canning them for regular beans too. And you don't have to be perfect on this, but it looks really nice when they're all the same size. See, there'll be a few extra that are not as big. I'll set them off to the side, and I'll probably do one jar that's all just pieces. Waste not, want not. Okay, I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I fill the jars. I'm not going to have my jars preheated on this go-around because this is pickles. So I'm going to lay the jar on its side like this and start sliding these beans in here. Because I want them to be as straight up and down as I can get them. Now, they curve a little bit, and that's okay. But I'm going to keep putting them in there until I get the jar filled really tightly. Okay. This is the seasoning. What do I do with my... I'll give it a minute. Some garlic and peppercorns. Some hot cayenne pepper that we grew here, dill seed to put in it. I've got vinegar sitting over here. I started putting beans in the jar, but there's too many in there. So I'm going to pull some out, get a clove of garlic, and a pot of the hot red pepper, and 3, I think it's 3. I'll look at the recipe. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm using the Ball Complete Guide to Home Preserving. So it calls for 3 per jar, 3 peppercorns, black peppercorns. So I'll put those in there. And I've got dill seed here. And I will use a half a teaspoon of dill seed per jar, according to their directions. So let me get this fixed up. Okay, the jars are full of beans. I've already got all the spices and the garlic and red pepper and everything in there that goes. I'm heating up the vinegar and water and salt solution that goes in it. I've already filled one jar, so what I'm going to do now is fill the next jar. I wound up getting 3 full pints and 1 12-ounce jar. One of the full pints, though, is the scraps, ends, and pieces because I didn't have any plans on canning regular green beans anymore today. Just wanted to can the pickled ones. So I got them in a jar. Debubble. There's not a lot of air in here because the way these beans are placed, the air seems to come right up out of there anyway. So let me make sure. All I want is a 1/2 inch headspace. My beans on this one are poking up a little. But all I want is a 1/2 inch headspace. Wipe the rim of the jar. The other jars, the beans are down a little more, so they'll look better. This one will still be okay though. Put a clean lid and a clean ring on it. Remember that? And put them over here in my steam canner. I'll show you that in just a minute after I get done filling the jars. Okay, now you can see my steam canner. I'll get over there to it. Got my 4 jars of pickled green beans in there. It's only a 10-minute processing time. Got my lid right here. This is brand new. This was the gift I bragged about the other day on a video. And so this is the first time I've used it. And I'm really, really anxious to get busy with it. So, let's get this on here. I'm so short. Let me get it where I can see the steam vent. Where are you? Over there. Right here. Almost to it. Alright, there's a hole right here. That's the steam vent. And I'll probably have to get my glasses, but let me just show it to you. If you can see this gauge, I don't know. It's so dark in here. We're getting so overcast. It's got a section on it that's for zone 1, which is where I'm at, because I'm under 1,000 feet, and this zone is actually under 3,000 feet. So I'll be watching this temperature gauge to make sure that it only stays in the zone 1 area where it's supposed to according to the instruction book. And I'll be getting that out and reading it again. I read it a while ago, but you know, I'm old, so my memory's not quite like it should be. But it's going to take a few minutes to get this going, because I want to see the steam venting out of here first, and then I'll start checking on the temperature. I guess you can see the needle moving up. I'm standing on a step stool. This stove is up on top of something else, and it's never been a real problem before, until now. But anyway, I can see that the needle is moving towards the green area. There's steam coming out of the vent hole. So, once this needle gets all the way up to where it's supposed to be, I'll start my 10-minute time. Okay, my timer is going off. processing time for quarts. Can't do that, and I can't do the pints either because the processing time is too high. But everything else that I'm going to be doing can be done in the steam canner. I was using my pressure canner for a water bath. You know, that canner is heavy, and then you put water all the way in it. It's real heavy. Adding the jars in there and everything, and it was a 21 quart canner, which is 5 gallons of water. Well, by the time you put everything in there, if you're water bathing quarts, by the time you put all your quart jars in there and your water, you've got 5 gallons of weight. Well, it's 8 pounds to the gallon, 40 pounds of water and produce in there. Not counting the weight of the canner. So that having this steam canner is so beneficial because, let me see if I can get it. These are rubberized handles. I can pick that up easy. It's not a problem. Not a stress at all. Only 2.5 quarts of water. It's very lightweight. So yeah, I'm going to be using this thing a lot, I'm pretty sure, for this kind of canning. This is not for pressure canning. This is not for regular low acid foods. You can do pickles, jams, jellies, some kinds of tomatoes, salsa, things like that. But not regular green beans or jars of potatoes or meat or stew or anything. No, no, no. You have to use your pressure canner for that. Anyway, they came out a couple of years ago and approved these, said they were perfectly safe to use, and someone very special sent me one just before I went out of town. So it's been almost 2 weeks since I got this. I was out of town about 10 days, so I was really anxious to get home and get this done. I did my regular green beans, pressure canned them last night, so that today I could show you this steam canner. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a little something about steam canning and water bath canning, and a little something about how to pickle some green beans. And I just can't get over how simple this is. This was just the simplest thing. I had to run water for days, practically. Not really for days, I'm kidding, but I didn't have to run water to get 40 pounds of water in my canner, in my big canner. Then try to bring all that to a boil, and then get it out, get the food out, and then after a while have to try to do something with that water. It's a lot of water to have to dispose of when you're living off-grid. So this is a lot less water. The water is very clean, nothing siphoned. So if I had something else I could do right behind it, I would just go ahead and I'd probably put another cup of water in there to make sure it's got plenty, and then do something else. I just don't have anything else right now. But that water it's so clean, I'll just use it to wash dishes with or something. I'll just pour it over into my dish sink and just use it. All the water we draw here, just about all of it, gets used twice. It'll be like clean water like that. I can use for dishes. Dirty water that comes out of the sinks, because the sinks are not plumbed into the septic. They're just going in buckets. So when they come out, when they get emptied, that water is used to flush the toilet or water the gardens, or if it's the rinse side, it's all it's got in it. Very light amount of soap from rinsing, and vinegar, and I can even pour that into the pig water or anything, and it's not going to hurt them. It all works out that way. Not very much water gets pumped out of here that hasn't been used twice. So there you have it. Canning with a steam canner off-grid. The steam canner was a gift. The book that I got the recipe out of was a gift from someone else. And the green beans were a gift from the garden, because I was able to go out there yesterday, or day before yesterday, we picked 5 gallons of green beans. 5-gallon bucket of green beans. 15 pints and 1 little half pint of green beans canned last night, and then 3 pints and 1 12-ounce jar of pickled green beans from the very immature ones. So there you go, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for watching.